Do you recommend inspections for new construction?
I definitely do. So like I said, humans build houses and humans are, have errors. We aren't perfect either. And so it's nice to have somebody come in and take a look and be the first to run everything. So for instance, there have been a couple times where I've gone into a new construction or a flip property. I always check, because of this, I always check the connections before I turn any appliance on. I went to go turn on the dishwasher and it filled and then it started draining. But the person who installed the dishwasher installed the drain hose into the garbage disposal, as they should have, but they never put the pin that attaches it very well. And so the force of the water coming out pushed the hose out of place and water was all over the floor. So I carry a towel just because things happen, right, that we don't expect. But I carry a towel to help with that. But now, from that experience, every single time before I run an appliance, I check to make sure it's fully hooked up and it's properly hooked up so that when I turn it on, I know that, hey, it's hooked up everywhere I can see it. So I'm not going to, at minimum, even if it doesn't work, that I'm not going to have water all over the floor, for instance. Yeah. And, a lot of people say, oh, these home builders, they don't care. There are definitely home builders that, could care less about quality and things like that. I'm not going to say that doesn't exist. But in my experience, for the most part, these are quality people who do their best to do their job pretty well, but they are human and they take lunch breaks. And so a plumber may come in and install one thing and not completely finish it, go on a lunch break, go to a different job. And then the next day, somebody else comes in to finish the job and they don't pick it up exactly where it was left off. So things aren't always maliciously done.
Oh. A lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Ingredients might get missed.
Millions of moving parts for sure.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
From a real estate point of view, I think also the way the builder, if it's a flip, the way the builder there reacts to the inspection and is willing to repair items, that is a huge green flag, red flag of like, I want to work with this person. Because if they're not willing to do anything or they don't understand like, hey, things happen and they're not working to get the perfect product for you, like they're selling a new product at that point. They should be able to get it to that new condition.
Exactly.
And if they're not willing to work with you to get there, then you probably don't want to work with them for the 1-year warranty. And you don't want to work with them going forward.
Exactly. And we run into it all the time. I just booked a new construction inspection for next week in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And they didn't ask for any of my information. They were just like, yeah, whenever you want the home inspector to come in, anytime after this date, you're fine. Whereas other times, like you said, you talk to the representative and they say, you're only allowed to have a home inspector on site from this time to this time on this particular day, which is 2 or 3 days away, which is very difficult. We all have busy schedules and have to work things around. And they're not allowed to use their ladder and they're not allowed to open the electric panel. And it's like, well, what are you hiding? Why won't you let us do a standard home inspection? I understand that there are home inspectors who will bang up walls, whether it's by accident or just carelessness because it's a new construction. But things happen, and I understand that they don't want to deal with those last minute things. I get that. But if you often they'll ask for the license of the home inspector and proof of their insurance should anything go wrong. And I think that that's more than fair. I'm happy to provide that at any given time for any builder, but to give such strict restrictions on the home inspection, it's kind of like, that looks shady for everyone involved. Why wouldn't you let us take a look at this product we're about to buy?
Why isn't it ready all the time? That's just when you want it to be.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Are you guys ever able to do under pre-drywall? Like, are you able to do rough-in inspections or anything?
Yeah, so we have many different stage of inspections. So for new construction inspections, we recommend doing a foundation inspection, a pre-drywall inspection, a final walkthrough, and if you want to do the repair verification, not as many people do that nowadays because usually the builder will provide documentation that it was done. But a repair verification as well, and then the 1-year builder warranty inspection as well.